and welcome back. It's Monday again. It's been a busy morning so far. I'm heading to the shop to pick up a few bits. I've got a bit of a rule: if I can walk, I walk instead of driving whenever I can. I don't have that much time today, to be honest, but I know I'll be more productive when I get back to my desk if I do walk rather than taking the car to the shop. So there you go. Not that you needed to know that, but anyway. So this morning I was up early, did my jog as always on a Monday. I have been putting together a proposal for some work that may or may not happen in the summer. I have been getting back to some people that inquired about my services. I have been sending invoices, doing some admin stuff. I've got a press release to write this afternoon for a client. I have got a load of award entries to look over this afternoon as well for another client. And I'm doing a talk this week on Wednesday about PR and how to use PR to grow your profile. So I've already started some prep on that. So I just need to pick that back up and finish my slides for that and get them over to the event host. So yeah, lots to do. And this week I'm going to be sharing what not to do in PR. Do not make these mistakes is what I'm going to call it, because I've probably made most of them myself, which is how I know that they're mistakes. So I'm going to be sharing some key things not to do in your PR outreach and your PR activities that will help you get further and won't delay your getting of results, if you know what I mean. So yeah, look out for that coming up very, very soon. Right, folks, let's dive into the mistakes that you must not make when it comes to PR. Basically, the first one is sending out generic information instead of tailoring it to your recipient. You would be amazed how many people do this. I see people on social media saying all the time, get AI to write a pitch, get your VA to send it out to everyone. And I'm like, that will only work up to a point, because it's just going to be a generic pitch. It's not going to be specifically tailored to that media, outlet or journalist. It's not going to be specifically tailored to that event that you want to speak at or that podcast that you want to be a guest on. You, of course, can use like chunks of your pitch again and again and again, but you also have to tailor your pitch for the person that you're sending it to. Not only that, even more importantly, you have to tailor it for the audience that you want to get in front of. Who are their audience? Tailor your pitch around that and show what you can bring to that particular audience and why you're a good fit for that particular audience. Don't just send out generic information. People can see it a mile off. They are receiving things like that constantly. It just looks like a shortcut and it will not get you any closer to getting what you want from that situation. Making it tailored, making it relevant, doesn't guarantee you'll get a yes, but you've got a lot more chance of having your email read or your message read if it's targeted and tailored. The next mistake that a lot of people make when it comes to PR activities is expecting to just be believed without having to back up what they're saying with any kind of evidence. These days, more than ever, people need to show that they are the authority, that they are the expert, that they say they are. You can't just say something and make these grand statements in your pitches and not be expecting to be asked to prove it and show that. Even the other month, I sent a pitch out for one of my clients who was Scotland's first podcaster. Back in 2005, he created the first podcast that went out from Scotland, and I put all that in the pitch, and the paper came back to me and said, can you prove that? And yes, actually we could. We had a few different sources that cited him as the earliest one that's on record as being, the first podcaster from Scotland. So we proved it. She wrote the article about him. But it just goes to show once again that in this day and age where people want to be seen as experts, they want to make grand claims about themselves and what they can do and who they are and what they've achieved, a lot of the time they can't back it up. And more than ever, journalists, podcasters,
event hosts are looking for that evidence. So only say things when you're pitching out to media or podcasts or events that you know are true and that you can prove are true. Don't just expect to make grand statements and to be believed without having to show any evidence about it. And finally, the third biggest mistake I think that most people make when it comes to PR activities is giving up too soon. And I've said it before on some of my previous videos, we have to persevere. We have to be consistent. We have to be persistent in our outreach and PR, because what people tend to do is they pitch out things to media, to podcasts, to event hosts. They don't get anything back and they think, well, I'll just stop then, because obviously nobody wants what I'm offering. And actually there could be 101 reasons why they haven't come back to you. Maybe you're just not the right fit in that moment, but you could be at another point. Maybe they haven't even read your email. Maybe it's gone into junk, or maybe they just haven't got around to reading through all their emails yet. Maybe they've just completely missed it. Maybe the person that you've emailed has left and it's actually someone else that you need to get in touch with at that particular company or organisation. There's so many different reasons, and to just assume, well, that doesn't work, and to give up is a huge mistake. I see it time and time again in my own outreach, not getting anything back, trying again, eventually getting somewhere sometimes. And it's that getting somewhere sometimes that keeps you going. In PR, you have to get used to pushing out things and doing activities and not seeing an immediate reward. So that's what you need to think about with your PR activities. You're planting the seeds, they won't all grow, some will grow, you don't know when, but some will if you just keep planting enough. So don't make that mistake of giving up too soon. Keep going, persevere, and you will get somewhere. So it's Wednesday, I am in a bit of a dingy car park. I'm in Glasgow, I've got a busy day, I'm rushing, that's why I'm speaking fast. I've been rushing about this morning. I have got a meeting now that I'm heading to, all about the Glasgow Telly Festival. I did the PR for the Glasgow Telly Festival last year, hoping to do the same this year. We're still ironing out some details around how it's going to look, etc., in terms of the festival itself and what their PR requirement's going to be, I guess. And then after that, I'm actually doing a talk, which is a bit nerve-wracking, but I've been so busy this morning and yesterday that I've not actually had loads of time to get nervous about it, but I will be nervous, at that moment when it's time to actually speak to people. I'm doing a talk at an event, and it's all about PR, how you can use PR to grow your credibility, your reputation, your visibility, and get more opportunities. So that is today. It's sleet here, very cold, very wet, and I am getting the cold, I think, which is not ideal, but the show must go on. I will take you with me as much as I can today, and yeah, catch up soon. So off I went. Bit of a grim day weather-wise in Glasgow, as you can see, but always nice to be in the city centre. Very wrapped up. Looking forward to my day ahead, which started at the Social Hub, which is a very cool venue, hotel, workspace that loads of cool freelancers hang out at. I don't go there that much, but it is cool. And then after that meeting, I was straight up the road to Princess Square in Glasgow, to a great venue where I was going to do my talk. There I am, giving my talk to a room full of people all about PR, met some really cool people, and it was time to move on. Good morning. Oh, it's actually quite windy this morning. I didn't realise it was a stormy morning. I feel a bit rough today, not going to lie. Started to feel like I was getting the cold yesterday, and just kind of got worse as the day went on, but I would normally be out for a jog on a Thursday morning, but I am just going to walk today, give my body a little rest because I'm not feeling so good. I've got tons to catch up on today, and this is a little lesson. I spoke at an event yesterday, and I was at a meeting in the morning, and basically I was away from my laptop all day. I also then had some family stuff at night, so it was kind of like one of those days where I just didn't get close to doing any outreach. I responded sparingly to some emails, but I've got some to come back to. So yeah, it's just a lesson in why it's a good reminder actually for me, and why I don't do things like that very often. And I think, I'm in business groups, I've got lots of contacts, especially around here. But for me, it's really important not to spend all my time out and about networking or meeting people in person, because every time you leave the house and go to a meeting, it uses your time up. And for me, the only way that I get results for my clients, or the most effective way, is by being at my laptop, by being with my phone, by pitching via email, by finding opportunities through online research, through things that I might see on social media. And if I was out all the time, I just would not be able to get those wins for my clients. And there's people that I know who, they seem to be at every event, they seem to be at every networking, they seem to just join in everything. And I think, when do they actually do any work? Like, genuinely. And they must. I mean, it's up to them, they've got their own schedule. But for me, it's really important that I'm sparing with my time, and I would always say that anyone should be. You've got to know what are the actions in your day, in your week, that actually get your business the results that you need to get. And that's the actions that you need to be spending most of your time on. Because all the other stuff, travelling here and there, meeting people for coffee, etc., it's nice and we should do it, of course we should. And I do it from time to time. But if I did it several times a week, my business would suffer, genuinely would. So be sparing, be choosy about how you spend your time, because it's easy for people to steal your time without meaning it. And it's up to you to protect it. That's my little thought for this morning. But I had a great time yesterday at this event. Super glad I went. Lovely people there. I got more speaking practice for myself. I gave a talk about PR. Hopefully it helped people as well. And I've had some lovely feedback. The meeting in the morning was excellent. Very positive about some stuff that's going to be coming up later in the year. So for me, that was a great choice. I just don't do it all the time, for good reason. So yeah, there you go. That's my little thought for the morning. Oh, honestly, what a week it has been. To be honest, it's been a little bit of a kind of like an overwhelming week. In a way, really good, super busy, lots of good things happening, and talking about things that are coming up. But I think just because I've had the cold, everything's been a rush this week. I have been like trying to slot things in really neatly into my days, trying to do like family commitments as well, do things that were like away from my desk, but still keep up with all the work that needed to be done at my laptop. So yes, I felt like I'm chasing my tail this week, to be honest, but it's gone well. I have started with a new client, and actually straight away got a podcast opportunity for them, which is a really nice one. One of my other clients, I'm hoping we're edging closer to getting him into a really, really, really nice festival that he could be speaking at. The founder of the festival says that she's really keen, and I'm just hoping we can make it work. I have done some work this week for one of my clients who is involved in a charity art trail in Glasgow, so we got some coverage for that. I work with Glasgow Girls Club, who are running some self-defence classes for women, so we got some nice coverage on that today and yesterday in the local newspaper and also on local radio, so that's been good. I did my talk on Wednesday. I also was on a committee meeting for the Glasgow Telly Festival last night, which is super fun because you get to watch all the videos that people have submitted. So that's good. I enjoy that. So it's just been one of those weeks, but it's been super busy. Today I had a call with a lady who wants to work with me, not as a retainer client, but she's booked to do one of my fast track PR sessions. So again, just, yeah, loads of stuff going on. I've been pitching out for one client, loads of speaking, pitching that we've been holding off. We were waiting for some materials and now we've got them. So I'm really just pushing that. I've been doing that this morning after that call, and I'm also going to spend the afternoon doing that as well for her. So fingers crossed we can have a successful end to the week for her, and just do tons and tons of pitching, because you just have to, it's a numbers game, you know, the more people you pitch to, the more chance you've got of getting a yes. So that's this afternoon's task, and that's it really. Been a busy week, I've enjoyed it. I've got the cold, which doesn't help. I've not been feeling good this week at all compared to normal. So I think, you know, when you just feel tired, lethargic, everything just seems a little bit harder, doesn't it? But hopefully by next week, sorry for the blocked up nose that has probably infiltrated all my videos for the last couple of days. But yeah, hopefully next week I will not be so blocked up. I will be back to full energy, and I shall take you along with me on what's happening next week as well.